Welcome to Let's Talk Success. I'm Desiree Dubois, founder of An Empowered Woman and Let's Talk Success. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Trish Carr, who's one of the co-founders of Women Prosperity Network. Good morning, Trish. How are you doing today?
I am doing great, Desiree.
Do
Thank
you
you.
feel empowered?
Oh my gosh, always feeling empowered. I'm feeling
And you have to. You have a
powerful.
big project there that you have going on. Tell us a little about yourself and your network.
Well, a little bit about me. I live in South Florida in the Fort Lauderdale area. I'm co-founder of Women's Prosperity Network. And Women's Prosperity Network is a continuing community of support where women come together in online and offline programs. We have local chapters in many different areas around the country and around the world. And the idea is that we are all women seeking more, knowing that there's more in life, and we're looking to grow ourselves, our wealth, and our professional life. And we do that by masterminding, education, and like I said, a continuous community of support, motivation, and inspiration.
And I think what's really beautiful is that your co-founders are your sisters.
I know, that's really very cool. People say to me, they're your real sisters, your blood sisters, and yes, they're my sisters. Same mother, same father. And, we came together, all three of us had different reasons for starting Women's Prosperity Network. For
Mhm.
me, I came from a corporate background. I worked in corporate America for many years. And when I left corporate America and went out on my own doing consulting and sales and business and training, one of the things two things. One was at any time in my corporate career, I could get up out of my office, go outside, and find two or three people to bounce ideas off. So I could go up to them and say, I have this great idea. What do you think? Or I have this customer who's driving me crazy and I just need you to talk me down. Or I have some priorities I need to talk through. But I always had someone I could mastermind with. When I went out on my own, that wasn't the case anymore. So I wanted to be able to replace that. The other thing was corporate America gave me an amazing platform and an amazing toolbox of skills because I was consistently going to different training classes, learning new things, whether it was specifically about my business and my industry, or whether it was a mindset conversation or a specific skill conversation. I learned so much in corporate America, and I no longer had that either. So all of the learning that I had to continue to do, because if you're not learning, you're not growing, you're dying, right? So
Yes.
all of that was on me now. So where was I going to get that kind of support? And if it was that way for me, how many other women who didn't have the benefit of the many years of experience in corporate America that I had, what are they doing to grow themselves in their business? So those were two of the major reasons for creating Women's Prosperity Network was masterminding and connecting and being able to continuously grow and improve and get better and better.
And the thing is that you're hitting some really valid points because I think those are applicable to any woman that's out there alone. And we were speaking about that earlier today. I mean, doing this one man show, one woman show, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And you can move much faster, have much more fun along the way if you build a team that connected together, and
Yeah.
then be able to take everyone's dream and everyone's ideas and incorporate it within that package. Because many times you can do that. I'm sure you and your sisters have taken your expertise and each one have contributed to that full package of the Women's Prosperity Network so that everyone's meeting their desired goals, they're utilizing their skill sets, but yet having a team to work within. And that's really, I think it's understated, especially for people that are industries like authors and coaches and people like that. It's a very, very lonely existence without having a package and a team. So you're right on for that. So you've been very successful in your community. What are some of the things that you contribute to your success?
I think that we have a clear vision of what it is we want to be. And what we are is a global community of impassioned women who come together in excellence. Really important that we're all going for the best of the best. These are women who know that we can be the pinnacle. We talk about how women are seen in the world. We are the women who want to be seen as real women, women who are smart, women who are powerful, women who can stand in that power and be confident. So we attracted what it was. we were really looking for, simply by saying, look, we're all in it for excellence. We're all in this together. We're all women who are supporting each other. And we know a strong woman is someone who is supportive of other women, not someone who tears other women down. So being able to just be that, we attracted so many. And the community is made up of extraordinary women. It got to the point where the women themselves just continuously move the community forward. It's an extremely powerful, awesome community of women. We're very lucky.
You are, but it's if you set the standards, then it's easy to maintain that and continue to bring that in.
Mhm.
So you've also met, and I'm sure you've observed a lot of other successful women. And so what are some of the things that you would say to an entrepreneur, to an individual that wants to be successful in a business that you've seen as a common thread that you would say, in order to be successful, you need one, two, or three? What are the things from the outside looking in? What would you say that is?
You know, there are a couple of things. Two things that come to mind. The first one is something I got from one of my coaches who said to me, Trish, in order to be successful, you have got to be unserious. The more serious you are, the closer you get. All you can see are problems and you can't see solutions. So being unserious and having fun. And what that really means is being a woman in a man's world doesn't mean that you have to act like a man to have success. So be fun loving, be lighthearted, be feminine, be yourself and be authentically unserious. So that's one thing. The second thing is to know that it's always a journey. And I know that sounds so cliche, and it's a journey. Understand that success, whatever that success is for you, and what it is for you is not the same as it is for me. We all have our different definitions of success.
Hmm.
But understand that on that path, for every yin, there's a yang. For every up, there's a down. And understand that you want to have just as much fun on the down of that roller coaster as you do on the up of that roller coaster. And remember, it's not about getting knocked down, it's about getting knocked down and getting back up. So, really getting that with that journey, with the ups and the downs, means that we have to be persistent. That's it. It's about being persistent, and it never ends. It's consistent until change. Just when you think you got it and everything's rolling just right, wait, something is going to happen. One of those downs is going to come, and just know it.
But you're right. I hear that consistently. So it's, you can't say it enough because people just get caught by surprise. It's like, you knew it, it's like.
Yeah, persistence really, really is key. So,
Well, that sounds, incredible because of the fact that I've never heard to be unserious before. So that's a new one. I'm glad that you were able to share that with our community. And what we're doing, we've been supporting women for the last 8 or 9 years, and what we've found is that what kind of triggered this program, Let's Talk Success, is that you see all the different programming on TV representing the successful women, and most of them are not very favorable. It involves yelling, cursing, fighting, and so forth. And I just really wanted to create something that showed and spotlighted women that were doing amazing things and living that lifestyle by doing it from their heart, through their work or their passion or their businesses and industries. And that's how we created these Let's Talk Success, where we took women that have achieved the 7-figure mark and they share their stories, their challenges, their victories, and secrets to success. And we do it in their homes or in their offices so we get a chance to see them up close and personal. And we're hoping that be able to distribute this. And we thank you so much for being on our board of influencers, because you influence such a powerful group of women, to be able to spread the word that there are women doing amazing things and to share that as motivation, as education, and just really keep that community connected. What are your thoughts on what's available on that?
well, I'm with you. My goal is I want to be the anti-housewives of anti-housewives of Orange County. When I see those more of them over and over, all these unscripted shows, but we all know that they are scripted. But it's right, it's about being catty. And here's the other thing for me. When I first went off on my own, leaving corporate America, and had to go networking in traditional networking, I didn't like what I saw there as far as how women treated each other or how they,
Mm-hmm.
that was another reason for Women's Prosperity Network. I did never want it again to walk into a room where there were 3 or 4 women over here and 3 or 4 women over there in groups, and nobody was really welcoming me. That I am not shy,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to really work my way in. I wanted to gather the people together like you and like me, the people who are welcoming and see someone new walk in the room and go over and greet them. So there are thousands and thousands and thousands of us. And unfortunately, what we see on television is a microcosm of what's
Sure.
out there. So I am so jazzed that you were doing this series and you were doing this because we women have got to show up strong and powerful together because we're not going to be able to change it unless we do.
I agree with you 100%. And thank you so much for your support in that.
Yeah.
So you have an exciting event coming up.
Yeah, we do. Actually, we do many different types of educational and events throughout the year. We do twice a year, we do a level up event, which is where you actually step away from your business and you look at the business to see where do I want to go a year from now, 5 years up from now, and do some planning. We also, one of the things we want to do is we want to give women the tools so that they can bring their voice alive. The more we share ourselves, who we are authentically, the more we can make a difference on the planet. And let's face it, that's what we're all here for, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the
Yes.
money's great and the lifestyle's fabulous, but to know that you have made a difference in the life of another human being with your products, your services, with what you bring to the table, there's nothing more fulfilling than that. So what we do is we have a program called the Business of Speaking, and it's just about that. It's about learning how to speak so that you can articulate your message in a way that people are inspired and motivated by it, that you sound awesome and you know what you're talking about, right? So that's the one
Yes.
skill. How can I be really good at getting my message across? And then the second skill is how do I get that message across? Influence people to say, yes, I want to do business with you. Yes, I'm going to open my purse. And yes, I'm going to write you a check right now. Different skill than how do I sound good? So you learn both of those skills in the program, and it's an online program that begins right away with 6 hours of training that you start on your own, followed by a 3-day in-person boot camp that we do in many different locations. That 3-day boot camp takes you through the skill of being a good speaker, the skill of influencing people to pay you without making them feel like they're buying Ginsu knives, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And it gives you everything you need to create products at a shoestring budget so that you have things to sell when you're out there and about in the community. So it's a wonderful, wonderful program. The next boot camp is coming up in New York.
Great. That sounds fantastic. And it's something worth pointing out no matter where you are in your business and no matter what type of business you're in. Because some people feel that you have to be a speaker to be speaking. Even if you're trying to communicate to your team or to if you're a manager in a corporation, you have to communicate to them. Communication skills, even your children or your spouse, you're trying to communicate and get a message across. Having those skill sets, I can imagine being very valuable across the board. Yes?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we want to do here. It's about the communication. If you choose never to stand in front of a group of people, more than two, that's up to you.
Hmm.
Every single thing you learn in the business of speaking translates to one-on-one conversation, two-on-one conversation, conversation with your kids and your spouse, all of those things that you talked about, Desiree. It's about
Great. Well, thank you for offering that. And we'll make sure we include all the details in the description below. So in
yeah,
closing, what empowering thought, Trish, would you like to leave our listeners with today?
you know, one of my favorite expressions, people always say when life hands you lemons, they say make lemonade.
Yes.
What I like to really do is when life hands me lemons, I grow lemon trees. And I make it bigger and better than it ever could have been. So when life's handing you lemons, think bigger. That's the thing I want to leave you with. Think bigger because you are so much bigger than even you see yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those words. And I appreciate your time and sharing your expertise and look forward to working with you again soon. I want to thank our listeners for joining us today, and hopefully you've gotten some really tools of wisdom. And again, if nothing else, more motivation, more education, and go out there and stay empowered. Until we meet again, stay empowered.